Spoiler: The Fiend returning at Clash at the Castle and interfere in Roman Reigns' match. Sami Zayn hits out at WWE fans who doubted him. This generation's Randy Orton revealed. Selena Vega provides an update on her return to WWE. Charlotte Flair gives 3-word update amidst WWE return rumors. Future plan for Roman Reigns if he loses the WWE Universal title to Drew McIntyre. Let's jump right into our first story. Sami Zayn hits out at WWE fans who doubted him. Sami Zayn hit out at WWE fans who doubted whether he was part of Roman Reigns' Bloodline faction. Sami Zayn kept on trying to join the Bloodline, despite being ignored on multiple occasions. For the past several weeks, Sami has been doing all he can to be a part of the faction in an attempt to regain his respect and credibility in the locker room. His attempts proved fruitful on a recent episode of SmackDown when he helped the Bloodline to destroy Drew McIntyre. He even delivered a hell of a kick to the former WWE champion. Since then, it looks like Zayn is considered an honorary use and is currently acting as the group's associate. Given the Tribal Chief's recent approval of the Canadian star, Zayn took to Twitter to hit out at WWE fans who doubted his inclusion in the Bloodline. He tweeted 2 pictures on the microblogging site. One picture was him looking at the Bloodline via a monitor with the words, "He think he's on the team." Another image was a close-up image of him with the words, "Who looks crazy now." On the most recent episode of Monday Night Raw, Kevin Owens interrupted the Bloodline's promo, which didn't sit well with the group. For most of the segment, the former Intercontinental Champion looked like he was torn between the two parties and tried to be diplomatic. However, during Owens' match against Jey Uso, Zayn showed some compassion towards his best friend when he hesitated to hit him with a steel chair. This resulted in Jey Uso losing the match, and it looked like not everything was right within the Bloodline. The former NXT champion cleared any rumors of a rift between the group when he responded via Twitter that he didn't hit Kevin Owens because he didn't want Jey Uso to lose by DQ. To clarify, I didn't hit Kevin Owens because I felt the ref could see me in his periphery, and I didn't want to cause Jey Uso to lose by DQ. I've explained this to the Bloodline, and the issue has been resolved. Friday's championship celebration will proceed as planned. Thank you, Zayn tweeted. Only time will tell whether this was the case or if Sami genuinely had some compassion towards Owen. For now, it looks like WWE may be planting some long-term seeds that could end with a feud between Sami and Owens and Roman Reigns' group. Do you think that Sami Zayn is a part of Roman Reigns' faction? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. This generation's Randy Orton revealed. Austin Theory believes that NXT champion Bron Breakker is the Randy Orton of the current era. Bron Breakker made his WWE in-ring debut on the September 14, 2021 episode of NXT and is one of the most popular stars. Many fans are touting him as a future megastar on WWE's main roster. It seems like former United States champion Austin Theory shares the WWE Universe's sentiments as well. He recently had a chat with Shaquille Marjorie of SHAK Wrestling and praised Breakker. When asked who this generation's Randy Orton is, Theory simply replied with the following: Bron Breakker. Former WWE superstar Tino Sabbatelli has also been compared to Randy Orton in the past. Sabbatelli opened up about the same while chatting with Chris Van Vliet earlier this year. He said that someone told him during his WWE run that he resembled the Viper. Bron Breakker possesses the look and mic skills to make it big on the main roster when he eventually gets there. He is a 2-time WWE NXT champion, and it wouldn't be a stretch to assume that he is bound to win a world title on the main roster in the distant future. Last year, Breakker opened up about fans having high expectations from him. "I don't worry about that. I don't pay attention to any of that. I just focus on what I'm doing on a daily basis. I just focus on my coaching and the things I'm being taught. I focus on the mistakes I've made, so I can correct them and be better the next day. Obviously, there are high expectations for me, because of what my dad and uncle did before me. I'm here to make a name for myself," he said. Bron Breakker has quite a long road ahead of him and could possibly become one of the biggest stars in WWE somewhere down the line. Only time will tell, though, if he manages to mimic Orton's success. Selena Vega provides an update on her return to WWE. WWE superstar Selena Vega has given an update on her long-awaited return in a recent social media post. The inaugural Queen's Crown winner has been out of action for several months due to injury. It was reported that she had surgery and was expected to make a comeback around SummerSlam. Her former tag team partner Carmella has also been sidelined with an injury and is currently recovering. Selena Vega recently took to Twitter to send out a thank you message to the fans for supporting her and stated that she'll be returning to WWE soon. "Thanks for being so supportive, guys. I love and miss you all. I will be back soon, promise," she wrote. The Raw superstar signed with WWE in 2017 and used to serve as a mouthpiece for former NXT champion Andrade El Idolo, but she became a regular competitor after his departure. Last year, Selena Vega defeated Doudrop in the Queen's Crown Tournament finals in Saudi Arabia to become WWE's one true queen. She went on to capture the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship with Carmella, which they lost in a fatal 4-way tag team match at WrestleMania 38. According to PW Insider, the higher-ups discussed giving her a push when she returns to the company due to her hard work and dedication. Their talk about her receiving a push upon her return, as sources have noted her willingness to do what was requested of her, and her hard work has been noticed behind the scenes. Selena has never held a singles title in WWE before. She could get an opportunity at the Raw Women's Championship by going after Bianca Belair. Are you excited about Selena's return to WWE? Sound off in the comments below. Charlotte Flair gives 3-word update amidst WWE return rumors. Charlotte Flair has given an update on her WWE status following rumors that the Queen could be set to return to the company at Clash at the Castle this weekend. Flair took to Twitter recently to share a video of her back in the gym putting in the hours, which could mean that she's preparing for a return after around 4 months away. Flair was last seen at WrestleMania Backlash back in May 2022, when she lost her SmackDown Women's Championship to Ronda Rousey. The Queen has since married AEW star Andrea Del Idolo and was in attendance for her father's last match back during the SummerSlam weekend. The SmackDown Women's Championship picture has changed quite rapidly since Charlotte's last appearance, so it's hard to see where she would fit in when she makes her return. Liv Morgan will defend her SmackDown Women's Championship against Shayna Baszler this weekend at Clash at the Castle, which could be where Flair makes her return. The Queen was part of a feud with Ronda Rousey when she was last seen on TV, and if the baddest woman on the planet makes her presence known in the United Kingdom, then Flair could be the equalizer. Flair has made a career out of being a heel, but it's easy to imagine that she could be a face and team up with Liv Morgan, since the partnership between Baszler and Rousey has already been touched upon. Ronda Rousey's status for Clash at the Castle remains up in the air, but may be confirmed this week as part of her appearance on SmackDown. Do you think Charlotte Flair will return at Clash at the Castle? Have your say in the comments section below. Future plan for Roman Reigns if he loses the WWE Universal title to Drew McIntyre. Roman Reigns will collide with Drew McIntyre to defend the WWE Universal Championship at Clash at the Castle on September 3rd in Cardiff, Wales. According to reports by WrestleVotes, the Tribal Chief could possibly lose the title to the Scottish Warrior. However, it is believed that Reigns will likely regain the championship before WrestleMania. The Tribal Chief is amidst one of the greatest championship runs in WWE. He has held the Universal Championship for almost 2 years and even won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 38, unifying the title. He faces a major challenge in the form of Drew McIntyre, as the Scot is riding high on momentum. As per Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the current plan for Roman Reigns is to face The Rock at WrestleMania 39. However, WWE did not want him to lose before the big match. But if they possibly pull the trigger on McIntyre, it seems likely that Reigns will regain the championship before WrestleMania. But they've kept the title on him for so long, most figured it was because they didn't want to beat him prior to the match. The reality is that McIntyre could win and lose it back before Mania, and they could still do Reigns versus Rock, or the Money in the Bank winner, stated Meltzer. There have been reports saying that Monday Night Raw wants a full-time champion and isn't happy with Reigns' part-time schedule as the top champion. Therefore, having a full-time performer like Drew McIntyre win the WWE Championship will benefit the company, as he will be a regular feature on all shows. The advantage of McIntyre is obvious. They would have a champion who would appear on television once or twice a week, on every PPV show and on the house show circuit. With a new regime that may want to rebuild house shows and maximize television numbers, a champion in play full-time would help, said Meltzer. He also stated that Roman Reigns is believed to be the biggest star in the company, and Triple H will likely want Reigns to regain the title soon. What are your thoughts on this? Will Roman Reigns lose the undisputed WWE Universal title at Clash at the Castle? Spoiler: The Fiend returning at Clash at the Castle and interfere in Roman Reigns' match. Dr. Chris Featherstone has reported on his Pancakes and Power Slams podcast that Bray Wyatt is set to make his WWE return at Clash at the Castle. A well-placed source within WWE has revealed that the returning superstar is slated to get involved in the World Championship storyline, indicating that he could interfere in Roman Reigns' match against Drew McIntyre. While there was no clarity regarding the creative plans for Wyatt, he could also appear after the show's main event to send a message to the champion. In case you missed it, Featherstone accurately reported Kurt Angle's recent return appearance being a one-off cameo and received some exciting details on Bray Wyatt's impending comeback. This is the news I received from a source within WWE. Now, of course, things are subject to change, and this is information that I'm receiving. This isn't something that I am like, this is going to happen, but this is a reputable source within WWE, noted Dr. Chris Featherstone. This is what's going to happen. Right now, the plan is for Bray Wyatt to return at Clash at the Castle with an immediate storyline for the title. Bray Wyatt is a multi-time world champion who deserves a grand reintroduction to wrestling fans due to his unique work over the years. Dr. Chris Featherstone stated that the company has allegedly been working on a different theme song for the 5-time champion. His rumored comeback could be a fantastic spectacle for viewers, added the Sportskeeda Wrestling senior analyst. Interestingly enough, his theme song. They have been working on this theme song for a while, and it's said to be really, really good. His theme songs are usually creative, and they are eerie and unique, and it looks like this one is going to be the same. So, we shall see. WWE's decision to part ways with Bray Wyatt in July 2021 was considered a significant mistake, as the superstar was arguably among the last great characters the company had produced over the past decade. Reports suggest that Wyatt had a contentious relationship with Vince McMahon, which led to his unfortunate creative mishandling in WWE. The former Universal Champion has intriguingly kept his distance from the wrestling business since being booted out as part of the promotion's widespread budget cuts. Wyatt has regularly dropped cryptic teasers regarding his inevitable return to professional wrestling, and it seems like the long-awaited day is almost here. Are you excited to see Bray Wyatt back at Clash at the Castle? Sound off in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm